What's going on, guys? Thanks for joining me today on the Blitz Report. Today's video is brought to you by All Pro Sports. He wanted me to do another what if video. Today I'm doing what if Andrew Luck was drafted by the Seattle Seahawks and how would it affect the rest of the league. Before we jump into today's topic, for any of my Tennessee Titans fans, I'm going to be jumping on the Two-Tone Uncensored podcast this coming up week or this week, depending on when this video gets uploaded. So if you don't listen to that podcast, Ryan Moreland's the host. He's going to have me on as a guest. Pretty excited about that. Never done a podcast before, so I just want to let you guys in on that. It's uncut, uncensored, but you know me, I try to keep it PG rated, family friendly, so don't expect a whole lot from me. And Ryan's a pretty chill guy too, so they just have that name on there whenever they get former players to come in and talk with them and stuff. They can say whatever they want to and not have to worry about being censored as they would on live TV. But anyways, guys, I also got some scouting reports coming for you guys coming up week. And what I've decided to do was I wanted to do this for every team on a week-to-week basis, but I just don't have time to do it. So what I'm going to start doing is for the Thursday night football loser, every Saturday a video is going to come out of a quick fix 3-round mock draft for that team. So this week it'll be the Tennessee Titans. I'll have that video linked to the end of this one as well. So let's go ahead and jump into today's topic. In 2012, during the offseason, the Seattle Seahawks signed Matt Flynn to be their starting quarterback. He was the original backup for the Green Bay Packers, and he had a good season when Aaron Rodgers went down. But in this scenario, I don't know if they would sign him. I'm just going to say that they would because they don't know how the rest of the offseason is going to play out. The Indianapolis Colts get Peyton Manning back, so they don't need the number 1 overall draft pick and decide to trade it away. And, of course, to get it, the Seattle Seahawks have to trade the Colts the house to do that. So that's what happens. The Seattle Seahawks gets the number 1 overall pick, and they select Andrew Luck, while the Colts decide to roll with Peyton Manning for what will be another 2 more years. The Colts will make the playoffs with Peyton Manning for the next year, but they won't go to the Super Bowl because Peyton Manning doesn't have that defense in Indianapolis that he had in Denver. As for the Seattle Seahawks, they get Andrew Luck, and it turns out pretty much the same as when they had Russell Wilson. But the difference is they don't have that top-notch defense. So I think the Green Bay Packers would have made a lot more Super Bowls because Aaron Rodgers would have been playing against a lesser defense in the NFC Championship game, or maybe even before the NFC Championship game. So I think the Green Bay Packers would have maybe 2 more Super Bowl rings, maybe just 1. Really hard to say. You can't really say that for sure. But Andrew Luck, he would have been doing about the same as how he's done in Indianapolis. His defense would have been slightly better, but it's not that Legion of Boom defense that they had before because they had to trade up picks to get KJ Wagner. They had Bobby Wagner and KJ Wright. They no longer have those picks, plus several other players, but those are the 2 notable ones. They don't get those guys in this draft or the next draft because they had to trade those picks away to get Andrew Luck. The offense, pretty much the same under Luck. I know Luck is not as fast or as athletic as Russell Wilson, but he does have some athleticism to him. He's got a bigger arm, so that would kind of even itself out. As far as offensive line goes, Luck would have been injured more. You know, he's more injury prone than Russell Wilson. As for the Denver Broncos, because they didn't get Peyton Manning, Tim Tebow would get another year to try and prove himself and do what he can do. But let's talk about the draft, the 2012 draft, and what all quarterbacks was taken and how it could have been different. So Andrew Luck went number 1 overall to the Seattle Seahawks. I was wanting to say Colts, but in this scenario, he went number 1 overall to the Seattle Seahawks. RG3 still went number 2 overall to the Washington Redskins. And this is where it gets a little tricky. Ryan Tannehill still goes number 8 overall to the Dolphins, by the way. And Brandon Weeden still goes 22 to the Cleveland Browns. But this is where it gets a little bit tricky going into the later rounds. Brock Osweiler was taken, I believe it was the 2nd round. It might have been 3rd, but I think it was the 2nd round by the Denver Broncos. Denver Broncos probably would have still made that pick, and it would have been a battle between he and Tim Tebow for the starting quarterback job. And I honestly don't know who would win that battle because Brock Osweiler, he learned a lot from Peyton Manning. He still even calls out the Omaha play count. That's something he picked up from Peyton Manning. He picked up a lot of things from Peyton Manning, so he wouldn't have a lot of the tools in his arsenal that he has now, and he's still a little bit below average quarterback. I would say. As for the Colts, would they draft a quarterback to back up Peyton Manning? They could have got Brock Osweiler if they wanted. Could they have gotten Nick Foles, who was also drafted in this draft? Or could they have been a little bit more lucky and ended up getting Russell Wilson to back up Peyton Manning, which I doubt they would have done because Russell Wilson is more of a mobile quarterback and he doesn't fit what Peyton Manning does. So I doubt they would have took Russell Wilson, but could they have looked up and got Kirk Cousins to back up Peyton Manning for the next 2 years? I don't know if I would call that luck now because of how greedy Kirk Cousins is. It kind of drives me a little bit crazy how greedy the guy is. But even if they end up with Nick Foles, I think they would have been all right. Or could they have waited to the following draft with all the draft picks that they still have and drafted somebody in that draft to back up Peyton Manning and eventually succeeded? But even working under Peyton Manning, how much better could Kirk Cousins or Nick Foles or Russell Wilson or just whoever they decide to draft in that draft have been after playing under Peyton Manning for 2 years? As for the Seahawks, they're not going to be as good, like I said, because of the defense. There's also some offensive players that they wouldn't have had because of giving up so many draft picks to the Colts. And as for the Broncos, I feel like they still would have drafted Brock Osweiler, although it's not for certain because the Colts could have went ahead and got him as well. But whoever they would have drafted, it would have been a quarterback battle between he and Tim Tebow. So I don't know exactly how that would have worked out. As for the Washington Redskins, could you imagine them taking Russell Wilson instead of Kirk Cousins to back up RG3? Two very similar quarterbacks, two mobile, got similar body types, similar in size. That would have been pretty cool to see there. RG3, which I did a video about him. What if he didn't get hurt? I'll link that to the end of this video as well. And after his big rookie year, after getting injured the next year, Russell Wilson goes in. Would they have traded off RG3 to loosen the salary cap because he would have been making a lot more money? Or would they have went back to them and traded off Russell Wilson? Either way, they could have got some really nice draft picks for either one of the quarterbacks, given their age, their athleticism, and how good they was doing in the year. But anyways, guys, that's my what if video on what if Andrew Luck was drafted by the Seattle Seahawks, which I know is very unlikely. That's the only scenario I could think of how Luck would have got to the Seahawks was if they traded the house to get him. Go ahead and let me know how you think it would have played off in the comment section below. And if there's a what if video you want me to do, let me know. I'll get you featured and shout out in a video just as I did the All Pro Sports channel who asked me to do this one. Hope you guys have a great day. Be sure to leave a like. That's very important. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I got something very big planned in the off season, so hope you guys have a great day. And that off-season plan I was just talking about, it doesn't matter who you're a team of, you're going to want to see it. No one else is doing it. I did it last year, and the channel exploded. But anyways, guys, have a great day. I appreciate you for watching, and thanks again.